President Trump threatened stiff new tariffs on imports from China.
The U.S. is calculating a massive increase of tariffs on China.
Trump imposes 100% tariff on China.
This is not something that I, instigated. This was just a response to something that they did.
October 10th, 2025, Washington, D.C. According to Reuters, the Dow Jones Industrial Average plummeted by 878 points, the Nasdaq fell 820 points, and the S&P 500 tumbled 182 points just hours after President Donald Trump announced a 100% tariff on all Chinese imports. It marked the worst trading day since April, reigniting fears of a global trade meltdown.
The stock market plunging nearly 900 points at the close after President Trump's new threat to China tonight, a 100% tariff on Chinese imports.
The sudden escalation sent shockwaves across markets and raised the question, is the U.S. walking back into another trade war with China? Help us reach 1,000 subscribers and complete today's 500-like challenge. Your comment could be pinned in our next report. Hit subscribe for verified global updates. After months of quiet negotiations and cautious optimism, the world's two largest economies are once again on a collision course. On October 10th, President Donald Trump revived the U.S.-China trade war, announcing sweeping new tariffs, 100% levies on all Chinese exports bound for America, plus a complete review of export controls on critical U.S. software. The tariffs, taking effect November 1st, come as retaliation for Beijing's decision to expand export restrictions on rare earth minerals, materials critical for smartphones, electric vehicles, aircraft engines, and weapon systems. Trump also cast doubt on an upcoming meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping, previously scheduled in South Korea later this month. What began as an economic standoff is now transforming into a full-blown geopolitical confrontation. President Trump framed the move as a necessary countermeasure to what he called China's hostile order.
They hit the world with something that really is not anything that people are going to do, and it was shocking.
He argued that Beijing's rare earth restrictions, used in technologies from EV batteries to missile guidance systems, left global manufacturers held hostage. White House sources say the administration is also studying additional bans on airplane components and industrial AI systems connected to Chinese supply chains. This decision, announced barely 3 weeks before the APEC summit in South Korea, effectively ends the uneasy truce that Washington and Beijing had maintained since early summer. Beijing controls more than 90% of the world's processed rare earth elements, a dominance unmatched by any other nation. Just a day before Trump's announcement, China added 5 new elements and dozens of refining technologies to its export control list. These materials are essential for everything from smartphones to fighter jets.
The president calling it a sinister and hostile move, saying there is no way that China should be able to hold the world captive.
Trump's rhetoric signals frustration that years of supply chain dependency are now being weaponized. Analysts believe this mineral chessboard could reshape future trade alliances, pushing the U.S. to source rare earths from Australia, Canada, and parts of Africa. Within minutes of the president's post on Truth Social, global markets went into freefall.
It has just been learned that China has taken an extraordinarily aggressive position on trade and sending an extremely hostile letter to the world stating that they were going to.
The Dow dropped nearly 900 points, while tech-heavy Nasdaq slid over 3.5%, its worst day in half a year. Investors fled to safer assets. Gold rose, treasury yields fell, and the U.S. dollar weakened against a basket of foreign currencies. Economist Brian Jacobson noted, downside risks to growth and upside risks to inflation are now higher than they were just 12 hours ago. The shock also triggered a $350 billion loss in global market capitalization within hours, proof of how deeply connected the U.S. and China remain, despite ongoing hostilities. Foreign policy analysts say this marks the sharpest rupture in U.S.-China relations since the 2018 trade war. Craig Singleton of the Foundation for Defense of Democracies told reporters, "This could be the beginning of the end of the tariff truce. Beijing overplayed its hand." Others believe Trump's decision is as much political as it is economic. an effort to project strength ahead of a new round of diplomatic talks. Meanwhile, at home, lawmakers are divided. Some Republicans praise the tariffs as strategic protection, while Democrats warned of inflationary spillovers that could raise consumer prices before the holiday season. With tensions rising, the summit may now serve as a stage for confrontation rather than compromise. The software export ban included in Trump's announcement could deliver a significant blow to China's tech industry, especially in cloud computing, AI, and advanced chip design. U.S. firms like NVIDIA, Microsoft, and Amazon Web Services may face new licensing hurdles when exporting to Chinese clients. China's retaliation could come in the form of tighter controls on rare earth magnets, essential for electric vehicles and renewable energy systems. Such moves would send ripples through EV production, defense manufacturing, and global green energy transitions. Economist Scott Kennedy from the Center for Strategic and International Studies summed it up. They're not negotiating anymore. They're positioning for the next fight. This may mark the end of the tariff truce and the start of something far worse. Trump's retaliation. 100% tariffs and software export bans signal a total policy reset. China's mineral power. Beijing's control over rare earths remains its strongest weapon. Market chaos. Global indices lost hundreds of billions in value overnight. Diplomatic uncertainty. The APEC summit could either calm tensions or ignite them further. Beijing's next move, will it double down or de-escalate before the APEC summit? Corporate fallout. U.S. tech giants could face severe export slowdowns. Consumer impact. Prices of electronics and vehicles may spike by year's end. As October closes, the global economy once again finds itself in familiar territory, watching two giants trade blows while the world braces for the consequences. For calm, verified updates that cut through the noise. Stay with Maple States. Help us reach 1,000 subscribers and complete today's 500 like challenge.